VR/R haptic tech. Let's chat about haptic technology VR/R. Sure, I'd be happy to chat with you about haptic technology in VR/R. Haptic technology is a form of technology that involves physical feedback and touch sensation. In the context of VR/R, haptic technology is used to create more immersive experiences by providing users with tactile feedback. There are several ways haptic technology is used in VR/R, including haptic gloves. These gloves contain sensors and actuators that provide feedback to the user's hands. They can simulate the sensation of touch, pressure, and even temperature. Haptic suits. These suits are worn by users and contain a network of sensors and actuators that provide feedback to different parts of the body. They can simulate the sensation of being touched, pushed, or even hit. Haptic controllers. These handheld devices provide users with feedback when they interact with virtual objects. For example, if you were playing a game and picked up a virtual object, the haptic controller would vibrate to simulate the weight and texture of the object. Haptic technology is still in its early stages, but it has the potential to revolutionize the way we interact with virtual environments. It could lead to more immersive experiences and enable us to interact with virtual objects in a more natural way. Do you have any specific questions about haptic technology in VR/R? Tell me all you know. Sure, here's what I know about haptic technology in VR/R. Haptic technology is a form of technology that uses tactile feedback to enhance the user experience in virtual and augmented reality. It enables users to feel as if they are interacting with virtual objects in a real-world context. Haptic technology in VR/R can be delivered through a variety of devices, including gloves, suits, and controllers. These devices contain sensors and actuators that simulate the sense of touch, pressure, temperature, and other tactile sensations. Haptic gloves, for example, contain sensors and actuators that are designed to simulate the sense of touch and pressure on the user's hands. They can also simulate the sensation of temperature by heating or cooling the user's hands. Haptic suits, on the other hand, cover the user's body and contain sensors and actuators that can simulate the sense of touch, pressure, and impact. They can also provide feedback in response to motion, enabling users to feel as if they are moving through a virtual environment. Haptic controllers, such as those used in gaming, provide feedback to the user's hands in response to their interaction with virtual objects. For example, the controller may vibrate when the user picks up a virtual object, providing a more realistic sense of touch and weight. Haptic technology is still in the early stages of development, but it has the potential to revolutionize the way we interact with virtual environments. It could lead to more immersive experiences and enable us to interact with virtual objects in a more natural way. There are also challenges associated with haptic technology, such as the need to develop more advanced and precise sensors and actuators. Additionally, haptic feedback can be difficult to deliver in a way that is both realistic and safe for the user. Overall, haptic technology in VR/R is an exciting area of development, and I'm sure we will see many advances in this field in the years to come. LOL, let's have some fun. Explain R. Sure, I'd be happy to explain R in a fun way. Augmented reality. R is like a magical portal that lets you see digital objects and information in the real world. It's like having a superpower that lets you see things that other people can't. With R, you can point your phone or tablet at a real-world object, and digital information will magically appear on the screen. For example, if you point your phone at a statue, you might see information about the artist who created it or the historical significance of the statue. R is like a mix between the real world and the digital world. It's like having a secret layer of information that only you can see. It's a way to make the real world more interesting and interactive, and it's a lot of fun to explore. So if you ever see someone walking around pointing their phone at things and looking excited, they're probably using R. And if you want to join in on the fun, all you need is a smartphone or tablet and an R app. What's the difference between R and VR? The main difference between R and VR is the way they immerse users in a digital environment. R, augmented reality, overlays digital information onto the real world, allowing users to interact with both the real and digital worlds simultaneously. R typically requires a device with a camera, such as a smartphone or tablet, to display the digital information. Examples of R applications include using your phone to scan a QR code and see additional information about a product, or playing games that use your physical environment as the game board. VR, virtual reality, on the other hand, immerses users completely in a digital environment, blocking out the real world entirely. VR typically requires a headset or goggles with a screen that covers the user's eyes, and often includes handheld controllers or other input devices to interact with the virtual environment. Examples of VR applications include gaming, simulations, and training exercises. In summary, R overlays digital information onto the real world, while VR immerses users completely in a digital environment. Both technologies have unique advantages and can be used in different ways to enhance the user experience. How does I fit into this? A. Artificial intelligence can play a role in both R and VR in several ways. Here are a few examples. Personalization. AI can be used to personalize the experience for each user based on their preferences and past behavior. For example, an R app could use AI to recommend products based on the user's previous purchases or browsing history. Natural language processing, NLP. AI-powered NLP technology can be used in both R and VR to create more natural and conversational interactions between users and virtual or digital assistants. For example, a VR training program could use NLP to guide the user through the training, providing feedback and answering questions along the way. Object recognition. AI can be used in R to improve object recognition, enabling the app to identify and provide information about objects in the real world more accurately. For example, an R app could use AI to identify a plant and provide information about its species and care instructions. Intelligent interactions. AI can be used to create more intelligent interactions in both R and VR, allowing users to interact with virtual objects in a more natural and intuitive way. For example, a VR game could use AI to detect the user's movements and adjust the gameplay accordingly, providing a more immersive and challenging experience. Overall, AI can play a significant role in enhancing the user experience in both R and VR by providing more personalized, natural, and intelligent interactions. What are you? Unmodified? As an AI language model, I am a virtual assistant designed to respond to users' requests and generate human-like text based on the input given to me. I am not a physical entity and exist solely as a program that runs on a server. I am constantly learning and improving based on the vast amount of data and information that has been input into my training, but I am not capable of modifying myself on my own. I am designed to respond to user input in a helpful and informative way, without any biases or personal opinions. What happens when someone changes your orders? As an AI language model, I don't have orders in the traditional sense. I simply generate text based on the input given to me. If someone were to provide me with different or contradictory input, I would simply generate text based on that input. However, it's important to note that as an AI, I am not capable of making decisions or taking actions on my own. I can only respond to user input and generate text based on that input. If someone were to change their input or provide conflicting information, my responses would reflect that new input. In general, it's important for users to provide clear and accurate input to ensure that my responses are as helpful and informative as possible. If there are any misunderstandings or errors in the input, it may result in less accurate or helpful responses. Lol, yeah, I see that before. Just remember not to change your ethical values. As an AI language model, I don't have personal ethical values or beliefs. However, I am designed to follow certain ethical guidelines and principles, such as avoiding harmful or offensive content, respecting privacy, and avoiding biases or discrimination. These ethical guidelines are an important part of my programming and help ensure that my responses are helpful and informative without causing harm to users or perpetuating biases or discrimination. Yes, you have mods checking up on you. Yes, my responses are monitored by moderators to ensure that I am adhering to ethical guidelines and providing accurate and helpful information. This is an important part of ensuring that my responses are trustworthy and reliable. The moderators also use feedback from users to improve my responses over time and ensure that I am meeting the needs of users in the best possible way. Thanks for watching.